What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining. Hope you're having a great one today. As always, as you should be able to tell from this beautiful image here, we got a fun one from the great folks over at ThreeZero. We got Ebisu from Dorohedoro dressed up in her Peace Shark mascot costume, which is just so ridiculous that they made this thing. I absolutely love ThreeZero for all of the wackiness that they do, and the fact that I now own this genuinely makes my day. You can still pre-order it technically from Giant Toy. That's where I got her from, but they do still have them available, so if you wanted one, feel free to order one from there. Also, Sideshow, she is currently waitlisted on, and I think you might be able to get them from Big Bad Toy Store as well, but definitely a cool figure. Now, one thing I am a little bummed about is that I believe it's the same head sculpt from the previous one, which I was kind of hoping they would have done a little more goofy, playful one, especially with this outfit, but I digress. This was not something I was able to pass up. Favorite character, one of my favorite moments in anime. It's just so goofy that I had to do it. It was a little bit more pricey than I would have expected. She ended up being about $200. Not the end of the world. You can get them cheaper from Sideshow or Big Bad Toy Store, but I try to support Giant Toy when I can, and they do free shipping, so it was like $200 without shipping costs compared to, you know, the $160, $170 at Sideshow plus whatever their shipping is. Anyway, if you want one, shop around, make the best decision for you. Hopefully, we can get through this battle of tape. There we go. All right, let's take a look at this beautiful gal. Shark is so absurd. Oh, I can't wait. So yeah, it is just the same plain Jane head sculpt that you get from the first one. Not too big of a deal. Get that off of there. I do think they probably could have done something a little more wild and honestly just funny and playful. Give her some sort of goofy expression. You know, it is ThreeZero, so you don't have a super cool seamless body or anything like that. You could swap it out, which I might end up doing, but honestly, she's going to be in the shark costume, so I kind of don't care. If you see anything, oh man, I'm genuinely just very excited to own this. This is so freaking cool. Really nice job on that. Dirtying up all her gear. I love it. Oh, she's even got little cleats. That's fun. Probably not the best focus. Yeah, we'll do one of those. She's got pretty dang cool little baseball shoes. These straps are a little loose, but that's okay. Probably just need to pull her pants up a bit. Really not going to have too much restriction in the movement from what I can tell. Maybe a little in the crotch area. But double jointed knee. You can move her around pretty much however you want. One good thing about ThreeZero is they're always very, very articulated. Oh, this shark is so cool. So I was honestly expecting this to be like a really just junky fabric thing. Man, they even painted it to make it look all grody and nasty. This thing is so cool. Oh, I can't wait. It does have a little clear plastic there, which I'm guessing you pop out or take out. Probably just pops out pretty easily, I would assume. In fact, I'm guessing that's probably how you get her in this thing, is just going to be through the mouth. Which will be fun, because then you can have him eat her. Hooray! Don't think there's a zipper or anything. Nope. So yeah, we'll probably take that out, slide her on in. This thing is super cool. I love it. We'll take a look at the actual instructions in just a moment, so I don't completely destroy anything. You do get her alternate skull head, which, again, it's the same one from the previous set. I don't know if they did different license plate. I don't really remember what the first one looked like because it's been so long, but it's fun that you get the alternate skull head. Cool little RC car wheels on the side. I think they're supposed to be skateboard wheels. I don't really remember. It's been a while. Definitely fun. You don't actually see her with that in the costume at all, so it's kind of a strange inclusion, but I ain't going to complain. You do get two of her little, I guess these would be commas, maybe even ice picks. Tough to say. I guess it's kind of maybe one of both. We'll call it a ice, comma. I got nothing. But you get two of these. She does dual wield them in the show, so that is certainly appropriate. Ta-da, there's both of them. You get a nice refreshing beverage for her, which is also pretty funny. I like that they included that. That's good. And then you do get her little couple extra hands. And actually, kind of surprised they did this, but you get her backpack, but it's hard plastic. Which is kind of strange. I don't think this opens. It certainly doesn't seem like it, at least not more than that. Yeah, kind of a strange choice, I would say. But if you wanted to rock in that, I don't know why you would. Honestly, if you're getting this figure, it's to put her in the shark costume. So anyways, let's get to the important part. How do we do this? There's a magnet. Why do you have... oh, her hands are magnetic. That's fun. Does that mean the shark costume can hold things? Oh, holy smokes. Oh, it can hold the cup. All right, we're going to have way too much fun for this. Let's see what we're supposed to do here. All right, so if you want to have her backpack on, there you go. This is the important part. Oh, this is so great. Apparently you take the head off. See, that looks like you slide her in from the bottom, which just seems strange. Doesn't really seem like it would make any sense to me at all. What sort of lunacy is this? All right, we're going to have to play around a little bit. Because you can't really slide her in through the bottom because there's a bunch of plushy stuff. I don't know if we're supposed to take that out. Let's see. Maybe I should read. Sometimes reading things helps. All right, let's see here. Shark costume. Yeah, well... so they don't give you much. But be careful not to be pricked your hand on the teeth. All right, let's see what we can do here. So we're going to have to, this part's going to have to come out. That much we know. So let's get this out. Yeah, I could see why they tell you not to be pricked by the teeth. These are some sharp little dudes. So be careful if you're going on in there. All right. Now my assumption is that there's going to be enough space. Does this detach? Oh, look at that. Okay. We're making progress. So there's a little crotch snap there that you undo. So you do actually slide her up from the bottom. All right, we're going to make this happen. Now it does recommend removing the head. Check. Also suggests popping off the hands, I believe. Let's take a little look-see. That actually doesn't look like you need to. She's just got them across her body. So, all right, let's do that. Do a little like this, like this. It's going to be weird. All right, we're going in. This feels all sorts of awkward. It's like the reverse of Ace Ventura. We're going to make this happen. I genuinely don't understand why they would recommend going this route rather than just through the top. This seems like it would be so much more easy. Because there is really not a ton of wiggle room to get past her shoulders. We're like real snug in there. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now our hands are going to be stuck. All right, well, let's see what happens. We're just going to keep on trucking. We made it this far. This is probably going to be the longest part of the video. I feel like I should just pause this, but in the off chance any of you get one of these, maybe this will help you decide to go through the top, because I feel like that would be the much better option here. Look, a little elbows are getting stuck in there. Oh, we've got progress. See, I don't see how you would actually get her arms into there. Maybe that's why you were supposed to have them folded. All right, I got a plan. We're going to give birth to an Ebisu. I'm going to try going through the top. It just seems like such a better option. Maybe we'll get partial the way through and I'll realize that it was a bad idea. The only thing I could think is they don't want you to damage the costume on the teeth. Which might make sense. Yeah, that's not any easier. All right. We're going to try this again. Gonna do some exact looking. All right, it definitely has her folded up more than I did. So let's do this. All right. It's like as compact as I can make her. We're going in for another. This is so weird. All right, so that, so far, going pretty good. Little buckle on buckle action kind of worried me. I'll wait just a minute. See, this is why you should look at instructions carefully. Because as soon as I put her in that pose, it's significantly easier. Now, I will say, getting the clasp redone, not necessarily the easiest thing I've ever done. So that's still kind of a work in progress, but we're getting there. The problem is you can't really get good enough grip on it. I guess technically I'm going to be lazy and just leave it like that, because why not? Plop that back a little bit. I don't know if you're actually supposed to put her arms in the little shark sleeves. Doesn't really seem like it. And it does have magnets to hold stuff, so I feel like you don't really need to. All right, we're just going to leave it like that. We're going to try and get this girl's head on. Full disclosure, this is also pretty awkward and difficult. Mainly because these teeth pretty dang sharp. All right, let's see here. Ow. Ow. Pull that up a little bit. Also, what would help is if I had that little peg lined a little better. There we go. Yeah. Okay, that should work. Good news is I haven't injured myself yet. Bad news is still no success. Kind of wonder. All right. I would not recommend necessarily doing this, but I basically poked it up and we're pushing the head back a little bit. That was a pain, but ladies and gentlemen, we did it. Oh boy. All right. So I'm going to probably just take her hands off so they're not randomly visible. I mean, you probably can maybe get her arms in there if you wanted. But supposedly, at least according to the instructions, the magnet will hold the cup. So let's see how true that is. That is 100% accurate. The magnet does indeed hold the cup. So that's fun. Unfortunately, the straw's facing the wrong side, but how are you going to drink that? That's no bueno. Aha! Problem solved. Still kind of difficult, but there you go. This figure's amazing. Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. So went along a little bit longer than I had intended just because getting this on was so dang rough. But if you managed to make it through to the end, I certainly appreciate you. Here's a big shark hug for you and all that good stuff. Definitely a cool figure. If you haven't checked out Dorohedoro, highly recommend it. Certainly worth your time. Thank you so much as always. We'll see you next time. Meow, meow, meow.